out of what, 100, 200,000 people in another city, 20 people out of 200,000, that's a small number. That's like 2. He's taking 2 out of there.
You know what year that is, son?
I think it's in Ezekiel chapter 13.
13.
Ezekiel 11, 16.
11 and 16.
It's like we're saying, we're like a house shining, set on a hill, top of a hill.
Ezekiel 11 and 16 says, "Therefore say, thus saith the Lord God, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries."
And if you know, man, us brothers that come in the same doctrine under the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, with the 12 tribes sign, and our elder is Elder Tahar, okay, you would know that we're scattered through the 4 corners of the earth speaking this doctrine. But not only that, but this whole nation, this whole family right here, was scattered through the 4 corners of the earth. But he's going to bring them and what? Make them a what?
It says, "No, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come."
Right, so this is a little sanctuary, man. A sanctuary is for you to find refuge in a great place, a great dwelling of darkness, man. It's the only little spot.
This is Matthew 13 and 15. It says, "For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed."
Right, you're all corroded, man. Corroded. It's like a water that's laying in a dark place still. When it starts building up fungus, there's no movement. You tap on the surface of the water, it kind of like it breaks apart, and the water, you know, it's just you know, it's just filthy. That's how y'all are, man.
It says, "And their eyes they have closed." At least at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and shall understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I shall heal them.
You gotta actually hear, man. But go get that one in Luke chapter 24. You gotta actually hear and look with your spirit, man. But even if you try your hardest, you're not gonna receive it. Why? Because the Most High has to be the one that activates you to receive it. But you gotta put in work. Yeah, Luke 24, where it says that he opened up their understanding.
Oh wait, that's I'm sorry.
Luke 24.
44. Okay, right there. I knew it.
Go right there.
Luke 24 and 44. "And he said unto them, These are the words which I spake unto you."
Right, the words that we're speaking are the words that he spoke to his people thousands of years ago. These are the words we're speaking unto you.
It says, "While I was yet with you, that all these things must be fulfilled," or that all things must be fulfilled, "which were written in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the Psalms concerning me. Then opened he their understanding, that they might understand the scriptures."
Right, so he had to open up their minds to understand what he was speaking about, what was written of him. It's like going to the one in Isaiah too, where Isaiah was it 28. So, but at the same time, like even us brothers that have this knowledge, we still got to force and force against the gravity of the darkness to keep pushing forward, to hear, to listen, to understand. Because at any time, man, we could be crushed and taken out and killed.
Well, it says that you should take knowledge.
Where it says that I brought the book to him.
Isaiah 29 and 10. It says, for the Lord had poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
Right, so that's what the whole world is under is a deep sleep. So when you go to sleep, what light do you see? Darkness. So this whole place is darkness, man. And if you're not activated, you're not awake, you ain't got no light. Though you see the sun shining bright, you still don't got light. We're talking about spiritual things, man.
For the Lord had poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and had closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers have been covered, and the vision of all has become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which man delivered to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned.
If something's sealed, there's darkness encompassed around it that you can't get it. It's arcane knowledge. It's hard for you to understand. You can't comprehend it. You can't even get through one or two sentences without you shutting the book. Because you're like, man, I don't know how to pronounce the words.
Frustrating.
I don't understand the words.
It said, and the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned.
Right, so that dude was wise. He was like, I can't read, I'm not learned. I got to be taught. Basically, he was saying, I need to be taught. I need to be taught to understand that book. But if none of you people fucking believe that, fuck you. The scriptures prove that you have to be taught by a man, and you got to put away all that you ever learned, cast it all away, cast it all out, and get brainwashed to this scripture, because that's what it is. You're being brainwashed all over again, but right, with the pure water, okay, with the right sun that's gonna keep that water flowing through your body, your spirit, where it won't be a standstill water which collects a bunch of garbage. It's gonna keep constantly flowing, and that's what the words are. They're constantly flowing. And it gives you a comparison between a tree that's next to a river and a tree that is not next to a river. What happens to the tree that's not next to a river? It dries up and withers away. And what is it meant for? To get an axe and chop it down and cast it into the fire. Be used for cooking lamb or something. Some fucking tablitas or some fucking T-bone steak. Right? But you got the tree that's right there next to you that's flourishing. What do you use it for? You go and chill underneath it. You get shade from it.
Eat an apple.
You get fresh, cool air going around you. You get to fish right next to that river. You know, get you some food. Then you go get that old tree.
Yeah, I'm gonna lick your lips.
You get that old tree that's withered away, and you use it to cook your fish.
It's like real quick, because they were talking about that this is always the truth, and this is always, I'm gonna have to go back, but I know the brother Yashawamba, he made a video. I think it had to do with marriage or having sex in the kingdom. But he brought up out Jeremiah 18 where it said we had cast up a way that's not right. But he looked up a certain part. But when he was talking, when he was talking about brainwashing, that, and you go back to that scripture in Jeremiah, and you talk about John 3 or John 3 where it says being born again to the Spirit. When you look up the word, when you actually look at that little phrase born again, it actually comes up being conformed to the ways of Christ. And when you look up at Jeremiah, cast up this, or this is the way, it actually will tell you, man, that's why you gotta, like the brother speak about, you gotta learn to chew the meat and spit out the bones, man. Esau puts a little truth, he'll put the truth in there, but he'll just ransack it with a bunch of bullshit, man. That's why you gotta learn that's why you gotta get a foundation in the spirit and know how to discern the right way, man. But if you look up in the blue letter of that way, it'll tell you, Esau tell you, man, that this Bible is always the way, man. Because we know that's how proud he is. But he'll the definition in there, what it actually meant was that this was the way. He acknowledges that the Bible is the truth. But he knows that he's set up to be the one to block it from getting, to be the deceiver. So we know that we know, man, even without studying, we know that this is the truth. Like, I'm not saying like us not saying, I'm saying this is it. You know, this was always the way, man. That's why it says in Jeremiah 7 and 7, I believe it said that walk ye, this is the way, walk ye in it. This was always the way, man. Y'all, the brother we were talking about, your mind just got so disgusting and polluted, man, to where you actually believe like today is heaven.
You know, it's like when something like an apple or a strawberry, something rots away. What colors it turn? Black,
Yeah.
green, dark colors.
Yeah.
John 17:17. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth.
Right. And you know what, real quick, this, because we've gone over these scriptures so many times, man. We know this is the truth, man. We know it, man. There's no more.
No, there's no doubt about
Yeah.
it, man. There's no doubt.
There's no more having to re-explain ourselves, though we have to. But there's no need to have to explain that this is the truth, man.
We've been activated. We've been woken up, man. That's why this first scripture we got was like, you know, yeah, you got to wake out of sleep. For our salvation is nearer than we believed. And if you believe that the salvation is nearer than what you ever thought it was, you're awoke. You're awake. I got this one. This is John 15:1. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. Now you are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me, and I in you. As a branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine.
Hey, right there, showing that it's not of us still. That we're those vessels, that we're given those words to put out. We just got a mouth. We, like it says, use your remembrance unto righteousness. We're just using our mouthpiece. The Most High, we're just like, you know, that we put like a toy, we have a speaker and we pull the strings and then it speaks what it's meant to speak. Right.
Yeah.
That's how we are. We go on our street like he tries the reins. Yeah.
John 15:4. Abide in me, and I in you. As a branch cannot bear fruit of itself except it abide in the vine. No more can ye except you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me you can do nothing. If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered. And men gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned.
And the elect's going to do that, man. The elect man who knows the truth and stayed in the truth, they're going to have that luxury, that privilege to gather you up, throw you in a missile, man, destroy you, cast you in the...
Fucking just mangle you, man.
Get the spirit.
Just fucking mangle you bitches, man. Especially you fucking hoes, man.
Man, I was telling this brother yesterday, man, it's tedious now, man. There's just no more room for talking anymore, man. We know we have an obligation and a job and a duty to serve to Yehovah Shemiah Shai, man. This is our job till the cities are empty. But when that time is up, man, and you can believe it, man, 100%. No more talking, man. No more talking is gonna come from me and this brother. Me and this brother, Lord willing, we're gonna be together and we're gonna see you and we're gonna kill you, man. Because the Lord's ordained it. Because we already, like me and this brother, and all you brothers, we discussed it, man. And then if we have that power, man, we're not gonna be out there killing people for no reason. We ain't gonna see a guy who's scared to hell, and he's probably trying to find the way. We ain't gonna come up and be like, you know what, I'm gonna play for me, I'm gonna kill you for the fun of it. No, if he's trying to do harm to us, yeah, we're gonna defend
We're gonna be like
ourselves.
the Terminators, man.
Yeah.
With the fucking their shit going on in their visual.
they don't compute.
They're like, he's an enemy.
Yeah.
He examines them, he scans them, and boom, he found fault in them. He's gonna fucking annihilate them. And the elders already said that. We're like, that's what we are. That's what we're gonna be like Terminators.
All these, Dragon Ball Z fighters, Terminators, all these like invincible, what do we call
Like superheroes.
Yeah, superheroes, but even
That fight against
evil villains that seem unbeatable. That's what we are. We are those villains to you because that's
Like
what
what Esau seems like he's unbeatable, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he ain't, because we know that he's nothing but a man. He ain't a guy like the rest of you think he's a guy.
Yeah.
He bleeds just like you. He bleeds like a poor man. He cries, he speaks, and walks like everybody else. He wasn't born, but he wasn't born like just different from everybody.
Yeah.
You know, scriptures say every man was born through the same way, through a woman. by a man and through a woman.
Real quick, the one in Luke 19 where it says, no, the one where where it said, Yahushua said, friend, how did you get in? And then they said, okay. I think it's 14.
With the wedding.
All right, here, 22, my bad. I'll read it. Matthew 22 and 8. 11?
Oh, yeah, I mean, whatever you want to start, go ahead.
Okay, Matthew 22 and 8 says, Then said he to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. And real quick, like I was saying, us men, we got an obligation. We still got a duty, man. The wedding's ready, but they're not. But the elect's not being gathered all the way in. That's
the seats are not. They're empty right now.
Yep.
They have each seat has a name on it, just waiting for them to be set in.
Yeah, man.
Everything's prepped. It's just waiting.
And I just want to say this real quick. It just wanted to come out. I heard this from the brother elders, man. A lot of the elders, just for encouragement to the brothers, real quick, man. Those seats, you know, the brothers just said it, man. If you're out on the highways and byways, and more than likely, if you're sticking to this doctrine, you're of the elect, because those brothers, like the brother said earlier, man. If you're not out here with us, you're against us. This is the sign that this is it.
You got to get on board, man.
Yeah, that you got to get on board. But, you know, that's an encouragement, man, to every brother when I say this, man. That's a good thing to hear, man, to hear, like, you're out here and you're teaching, and if you're sticking with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man, you're more than likely the elect, or you're of the 1/3, which is still the elect.
This is Matthew 12 and 30. He that is not with me is against me. He that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad.
We know, every brother knows that this is where you got to gather to. This is where you got to flock to. Out here on the highway and byway. Scripture say, man, it is better for a man. It is better. It says wisdom that is hoarded up. What profit is there? It's better for a man to hide his. How does it say it? It's better for a man to hide his foolishness than for a man to hide his wisdom. You know.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a horrible thing to hide up.
Proclaim foolishness and not wisdom and not knowledge.
That's why I just said too. Luke 19. That man who hid his talent. The brothers bring it out that man, and the way he was speaking it, he actually thought it was the right thing to do. He actually thought it was the right thing to hide that talent because he knew how his master was, so he thought he should hide it. But what happened when the master came down? He told his ass to get out and destroy it. Because that wasn't what he commanded.
Go ahead and finish that.
Yeah, but it said, Matthew 22 and 8, it said, he to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. Go ye therefore to the highways, and as many as you shall find, bid to the marriage.
All right, so all of y'all people were basically bidding y'all. Yeah. Saying, hey man, come over here. This is where it's at.
Yep.
This is where the truth is. This is where you're going to be able to get into the kingdom that people proclaim that y'all want, heaven. Okay?
So those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with guests.
Right.
And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment.
Right. So a lot of you people, y'all got on these garments that are not of the that are not suited for the wedding. Like every wedding has a certain like no matter what wedding you go to, they have a certain fashion for it, like a certain color.
Yep.
Everybody has to wear it. If you don't got it, they're gonna be like, nah, this dude don't belong here. He's trying to crash the wedding.
Yeah.
You know? So what's they gonna more likely they're gonna do? Hey, where's your invitation? Or who invited you? Well, I don't know you, so you gotta go, man.